Well, it's time now to take a look at what's in today's papers. We're joined by Di Lee, CEO and founder of Dawn, an industry body that promotes culturally diverse leadership. Di, on the topic of leadership, let's just dive across the Tasman and have a look at what the Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull's been up to his first overseas trip as leader. A few thorny issues to deal with there, but on the whole, the word sunny optimism, I think, was being expressed.
Well, as I said yesterday, it's a mutual admiration society between both Prime Ministers.
Yes, I think they're both self-made men, businessmen. I think that's great, and I think that, I think we can't be critical of what Malcolm Turnbull has made outside of Parliament, and I think it was interesting that I understand the Labor Party has been talking about this whole issue about his wealth, but I don't see any issue with Mr.
Well, not just Labor Party, but also the media as well. And we've had News Corp papers having a look at that issue, pushing that line about exactly how much he's worth, how much tax he's paying, where his investments are. And today we have a story. It's hidden away. If you wouldn't be able to find it if you knew it was there, really.
It's great about the media, isn't it? When they want to actually cover something, they just and I think you can talk about the Murdoch media. They'll push it in the front page. But when something like that, my understanding is he donates to charity. That it's kind of,
in fact, to the tune of $500,000, according to this story.
Yeah, which is great for I think we should be acknowledged. Should be on the front page actually to balance off what has been an issue, obviously for the whole week, in terms of where his money's gone.
So some interesting decisions being made there.
That's right. Yes.
All right then. Well, we've also had on another issue, domestic violence. We're seeing that being addressed in a number of different avenues. But in today's Sunday Telegraph, we're seeing sporting clubs coming under the spotlight in terms of how they're handling this issue.
Domestic violence is a very, I think, important issue, and it's a huge issue. And I think perhaps with the season now kind of coming to an end, that, and I think I discussed this earlier this morning, no longer these men are heroes, but looking at the reality of their role as role models within society. But could I also add that, yes, in sports, but I think the other factor with domestic violence as well is within the culturally diverse community, which I don't think it has been featured that much. But similar to NRL, in terms of the men out there playing the football games and the community out there championing for them, we can ignore and kind of scan through the fact that some of these men are quite macho. The same with cultural diverse community, that the men in there are quite, I suppose, the alpha male, and how that issue is handled within a very diverse community that we live in as well. And I think
is that approach to cultural differences, obviously within Australia, and how those cultures approach that particular issue is clearly different.
It is.
So how then do you get everyone on the same page?
That's right. I mean, the $100 million that the Prime Minister put aside for the domestic violence campaign or education, it'll be interesting to see who will be getting the bulk of that money in terms of educating, in terms of raising awareness within the community. And I know that the gender or the women's group will probably get a big bulk of that money. And of course, sporting clubs will be getting that too. But can I actually here also advocate for community of non-English speaking background, where is a huge growing population, a quarter of our population of non-English speaking background should also be targeted as well.
Well, perhaps with being able to utilise the sporting clubs as being places where people do come together. And
NRL, the AFL, that's what they do. They're targeting the diverse communities to go and play these amazing, these sporting games. So the sporting bodies are targeting those roles.
The day, it wouldn't be a Sunday unless we were talking about property. The papers can't help themselves, can they?
Right.
But what strikes me, we've got the front page story in the Sun Herald for the Fairfax newspaper today in Sydney, and I'd imagine across the nation, there'll be some article there, auction market tanks, as far as just where this market is going. Why, as far as the media is concerned, is always boom or bust, do you think?
I know, I mean, I'm not an economist, I'm not a property developer either, but I think it really, in terms of the media coverage of it, it pushes the property prices up or can actually influence the kind of drop. And obviously the property clearance over the weekend shows that auction has gone down, I think 65% compared to last year, about 70%.
Well, I think they're sort of pinning that slightly on Westpac's decision to hike rates, which has scared the horses, really, hasn't it?
Yeah. But I think, you know what, I think it's good to actually kind of stabilise the market in terms of thinking about the first home owners, because for me it's a good thing that it's not good in terms of boom and bust, the way that the media drives it, but in a way I think, well, perhaps people who want to buy property now might have an opportunity to enter the market, especially in Sydney. And also, again, this is such a Sydney-centric story.
Yes, well, I was just
isn't
thinking,
it? And I'm sure it's in Australia
or Sydney, but it might be a different story elsewhere in the country.
Exactly.
So perhaps if you can't get into the market in Sydney,
every newspaper would have a property story.
but it might be the flip side of that somewhere else.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. But look, can I add towards the end in terms of October? Other than just property prices, October is also Breast Cancer Month, the Pink Ribbon Month. And I would like to, as I've been appointed as Ambassador for Greater Western Sydney, but with New South Wales Cancer Council, and I think I know that is an important issue for many women and men. So hopefully people, deep in their pockets and contribute to the Pink Ribbon Month.
Yeah, a terrific cause.
Thank you.
Wonderful.